Hello and welcome to Mint Canvas Studio. In today's video, I'll walk you through our new meal planner designed for Notion. Meal planning was a real game changer for us when we started implementing it into our weekly routine. We all know that food is associated with our health, but especially when you have a busy schedule, you tend to overlook nutrition, which then can lead to various issues down the line. We all need good food and a balanced diet to sustain us, of course. And when you're running a business, or you're a busy freelancer, or you have a family to look after, this becomes even more important. That is why we started seriously considering meal planning as a solution to fit within our hectic schedule. And with a powerful tool such as Notion, meal planning becomes even easier and fun. So without further ado, let's explore this new template. As usual, we will start from the home page. We like to use this first page as an overview of all meals for the current week and month. On the top of the page, you have a navigation menu to access all pages. And below, in the top left column, we place buttons to create a new weekly menu. I'll explain later how it works. New recipes and to add new ingredients to the ingredients database. In the center of the page, you find your weekly menu that displays the current week's meal plan. You have two options here. You can view the meal plan in a weekly calendar view or a board view. We actually prefer to have everything on a calendar because it's more convenient and precise. But you can personalize the views to fit your needs. If you don't want to see the board view, for example, you can simply click on the name of the view and select Delete from the menu. This section is made to let you access the plan whenever you need to start cooking and you want to see what you have planned for the day. The actual meal planning section, though, has a dedicated page that we'll look at in a moment. Below the weekly view, you have a toggle that displays the current month. Here you can have a look at the previous week menus to draw inspiration from, or to make sure you keep your menus balanced and varied. This setup is designed for those who like to keep track of their meals almost as a food journal, and we personally really like it. Next, you find the recipes that I love column that displays all recipes you have checked as your favorite or as your go-to meals. Below that, you'll find a handy unit converter, which will also appear on every page, on every recipe page, and the view of your shopping list. The last section at the bottom of the page is a toggle containing all the main databases. To set up this template, you will simply have to click on the Meal Planner database, hover over the top left corner of the database menu, and select the little checkbox that appears. Then click on Delete to remove all the example pages. The recipe library database contains 20 recipes, mostly vegan. We decided not to overload this template with the recipes you probably won't like because the idea here is that you will be able to create your own recipe library with all the things you like cooking and eating. So, of course, have a look at the recipes we have included, but if you don't think you will like them, just delete them as I showed you earlier. For the ingredients database, we have included a list of 210 plus commonly used ingredients. We'll show you later how to use this database to keep your pantry stock in order, create a shopping list, and more. And that's it for the homepage. We wanted it to be very minimal and clean because this template should not be overly complicated. Meal planning and cooking should be fun. There's no need to make it messy. Let's now take a look at the heart of the template, the actual planner. In the top left column, you'll notice the meal prep database. This database is designed for those of you who do meal prep. You can relate each task to a specific recipe if you want. This database can also be used to set tasks you need to complete in the kitchen, even if you don't do meal prep. Next, you have your planner section. Here you have three database views. The first is a table planner. We thought that when you're deciding what to eat for the week, a table is the most efficient way to organize your meals. You can choose the second view and see all your meals as daily menus. To create a new weekly menu, click on the button, the top left column. This will automatically generate 7 new pages for each day of the week. You can, of course, do it manually, but buttons are definitely more convenient. Now you can select a recipe for all meals. The breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks columns are relation properties of the recipe library, so you can select one or more recipes for each meal. The last column is for the date, and when you fill it out, the page will disappear from this view and will be added to the calendar. So once you finish planning your meals for the week, you can set all the dates and the weekly plan will appear on the last view, the one called This Week's Menu. We choose to organize the planner like this to keep this section uncluttered while you plan your week. You can always refer back to every meal plan you create by looking at the monthly calendar below this section. The last section of this page is the recipe library organized by course, want to try, favorites, and all recipes. This section will help you choose what to eat every day. You can search for a recipe on the database by hovering over the top right corner and clicking on the magnifying glass. Here, type the name of the recipe to look for it. You can also search by tag. For example, if you want to look for an Indian recipe, type Indian, and all recipes tagged as Indian will appear. This search function is very convenient. Also, you can add a new recipe using the button on the quick action section of this page. And that's it for the planner. We hope you find this system easy to use and convenient. The kitchen page is where you organize your pantry, check and update stock levels, and generate a shopping list. The first section on the top left column has buttons to let you add new ingredients or household items to your database, new kitchen items, and new items to your wish list, but more on that later. Below this section, you have your pantry. Here you can organize and view all the items you have in stock. If you run out of an ingredient, for example, simply change its status to Add to Shopping List, and the item will appear automatically in the shopping list. The first property of this database lets you check if an item is a staple for your pantry, so you can have a list of all your staples to keep their stock levels in check. The last column is a list of all ingredients grouped by type. Here you can also select which shop you usually buy a product from. I have included a few examples, but to edit this property and add your own favorite shops, click on the name of the property, select Edit Property, and on the menu that appears, edit the options and add new ones. To add a new ingredient, use the corresponding button. Add the name of the ingredient, select its status, the type, and the corresponding aisle of the supermarket. You can edit this property as well as you did with the shop property. You can also arrange the aisle following the layout of your favorite supermarkets, for example. This will make your shopping list even more convenient. I'll show you how in a moment. The quantity property should be filled with the amount you need to buy, not the amount you have in stock. Then you can select if an item is a staple. The Got It property is for your shopping list, so leave it empty for now. You can add a cover photo for each ingredient by selecting Add Cover and choosing from the Unsplash library, for example, or uploading your own photo. Honestly, we find this process quite time consuming and unproductive, so we left the cover empty. But if you are a visual person, for example, and you like to have images for your ingredients, feel free to add your photos or even personalized icons. On the right column, you'll see the household items. This is a view of the ingredients database with a filter that shows only the items tagged as household items. I've included a few examples here. This view works like the ingredients view, so you can check if an item is a staple, add it to your shopping list by changing its status, and select the quantity you need to buy and in what shop. The last section of this page contains a database with all your kitchen inventory. Here you can upload all your kitchen essentials and organize them by type. We've also included a wishlist view to add all items you want to buy for your kitchen. You can add a link to the website you want to buy the item from and also a cover image and the price. And that's it for the kitchen page. We hope you like it. The recipe library page is where you can access all your recipes. You have a button to quickly add a new recipe. And below, there's a view of all the recipes you have collected in a nice gallery view. On the recipe cards, you can see the cuisine, the difficulty level, the total time, the meal, and the rating. There's also a checkbox for your favorite recipes. There is a section called Want to Try, where you have all the recipes you haven't tried yet and are on your wish list. Then you can see your favorite recipes, and the next views are organized by course, just like a cooking book. Let's open a recipe card to see how it's organized. You can select a cover image. In this case, I have linked the images I found on the websites the recipes come from. You will find the link in the URL property for each page. The first property is the status, where you can select if a recipe is on your wish list, so you want to try it, if you want to give it a second chance, or if it's approved. Next, you can select the meal, the cuisine, the difficulty level and cooking time, the servings, and the calories if you keep track of those. If you, for example, fill out the calories for each recipe, you will see the total calories on your meal planner. Your rating and favorite are next. And lastly, the ingredient property will let you relate every recipe with your ingredients database. When you add a new recipe, you have two choices. Either use the template we have provided and that you see here, or you can use the Notion Web Clipper extension that works for Safari, Chrome, and Firefox. Keep in mind, though, that our recipe template will make it very easy to create a shopping list for all the recipes you have selected in your meal planner. Here's how. When you add a new recipe, you will see an empty view of the ingredients database on the page. Once you've copied the ingredients on the left column and the directions, head over to the properties and start relating all the ingredients you need for this recipe. They will then populate the pantry and shopping view, as you can see here. If you select a recipe for your weekly planner, you can change the status of the ingredients to Add to Shopping List. Do this with every recipe you have planned for the week, and the shopping list will automatically update. Every recipe page has a section to write down directions and notes, as you can see, a unit converter, and a section to embed the video recipe if you want to follow along. And that's it for the recipe library. The last page we'll explore is the shopping list. We kept this page clean and minimal to make it easy to access on your phone when you're shopping. The first button will lead you back to the home page. When you are shopping, you can easily access this page and check off each item you put in your cart, just like a normal shopping list. Check the checkbox next to the item's name and it will disappear from the list. At the end of your shopping, click the Clear Shopping List button and each item you bought will automatically be placed in your pantry as an in-stock item. Also, you can use the Clear Quantity button to remove all text in the quantity column. If you don't use the button, you will have to change the status property of the items manually. The shopping list is grouped by shop and organized by aisle to make your shopping experience easy and quick. You can arrange the aisle order to match the one in your supermarket. To do that, click the three-dot icon on the database menu. Select Properties and then select Aisle from the menu. Here you can drag and rearrange every aisle, change names and colors. The quantity column lets you write the quantities for each item. The No Shop group contains all the ingredients you can buy in any shop, so it appears at the top of the list. And that concludes our tour of the Meal Planner Notion template. We hope you like it, and if you have purchased it, let us know what you think. If you have comments and suggestions, leave them in the comments below. We are happy to hear your thoughts. We really hope you'll use the template and, most importantly, that you'll consider implementing meal planning in your daily routine. It will definitely help you stay productive and organized. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!